happy Wednesday. Thank you for being here for some happy time drawing together. All ages are welcome. All skill levels are welcome. We just do a nice step-by-step drawing together with the You Draw It portion of the show. We will follow that up today with a very different segment from the usual. I'm going to show you some special Photoshop brushes that I've just designed for a very important cause, which is to help with the COVID relief efforts in India, which are ongoing. And then we'll do our animal and activity game, where you will suggest for me, please, an animal doing something funny, strange, weird, bizarre, unexpected, and so on. And then I will draw it in the time that we have remaining. I hope you are all doing well out there. Let me know in the chat where you're watching from. I see we have folks here, Sam and Ruth and Umacorn and Silen and Afroha and RB and Stephen and Misty. How's it going, everybody? Lots of familiar names here. Good to see you all, and thank you for joining me for drawing today. Right, well, are any of you out there musical people? I'm a musician. I play saxophone poorly and guitar poorly, but it doesn't mean I don't love music. And I have a question for you about music, and that is, why are pirates such good singers? Well, they always hit the high seas. It's a drawing show, folks. It's not a stand-up comedy thing. What can I tell you? Maybe we should get to doing the drawing. What do you say? All right, now, as you know, when you've been with me before on this show, there are 3 simple things you have to be able to do to enjoy and perform and knock it out of the park with these drawings. And they are a straight line. Okay, does it have to be perfectly straight? No, don't worry about that. A zigzag. Right, could go any way. Right, you get the idea. And finally, our good friend, the curvilinear line. Right, now that could be a C curve. Right, could go any way. Now, if you can do those 3 simple things, you can draw whatever it is we draw on this show. And we've done over 120 episodes of this show already. Can you believe it? That's a lot. They're all archived on YouTube. Just search for Draw Along with Kyle. You can also watch them back on behance.net, okay? So, wonderful. Let's get started today. No more dilly-dallying. Today's drawing is a happy one, so we're going to do this. We're going to start with a vertical line about like so. Now, if you're drawing this on a piece of paper, which probably most of you are, with a pencil, a pen, a marker, a crayon, or a nice piece of PVC piping, which you've just ripped out of the basement, you probably don't need that piping, right? And you've dipped it in some wet concrete, and you're going to draw all over the kitchen floor with it. Nobody's going to mind. Whatever you happen to be drawing with, I would say that if you're drawing this on paper, though, this is probably about, I'd say, ½ an inch long, okay? Somewhere in that vicinity. All right, now we're going to just pretend that this is part of a square. All right, so I'm going to not draw this line, but I am going to dance across my page here right to about there, okay? Imagining that line's about the same length, and then draw another line right there. All right, so if I were to square that off, we probably have a square. Okay, now look between these 2 lines, and I want you to drop just a little bit lower, okay, and right between them in the center here, give yourself a little dot like that. Why? Why would I do that? Well, folks, that is a little marker for me to tell me where I want to go. And I want to make that the same distance from both of those lines and make this very shallow V shape, okay? Which is our good friend, the zigzag. All right, you could have done just zigzag if you like, and you may. It's up to you how you want to do these drawings. Pardon me. Got a frog in my throat. I don't know how he got in there. Okay, now we're going to do a curvilinear line right here. This is going to be a very shallow C curve like that, okay? Easy peasy. Remember this line we just drew right here, this zigzag? Well, I'm going to pop up a little ways and do another one like this. Zig, zag, right in the center. Following along nicely, same angle, more or less, right? Okay, now how high up is this on this in this shape we've drawn here? Well, let's look. It's about, I'd say about 1/5 of the way up, okay? Yes, it's nice to kind of think about that stuff sometimes. Okay, now right here under this curve, I'm going to start inside of it and do a curve like this, okay? And then to the left of it here, curve down to about the center of this line. Do the same on this side. Okay. And then here comes some more zigzags. Now I'm going to start from where this line ends and travel upwards to about here and go zig, zag. Same on this side. Zigzag and zigzag. And then a little line, boop, like that. Hey, we drew a face. Isn't that nice? Now right here on the top of the head, this is going to be fun. I'm going to do a bunch of like little curly lines. These are just curvilinear lines. Okay? And that gives us some nice curly hair up top. Like a curly ponytail kind of thing. Yeah? Okay, and off to the left here, C curve. Off to the right, C curve. Now that person can hear what we are saying. Okay, from the corners right here of the face, corner 1, corner 2. All right, we're going to do this. We're going to drag out this way. Okay. And that line is the longest line we've drawn so far. A little longer than this line, okay? And about the same like this. Okay, a little shorter actually. And here at the end of this line, I'm going to draw a circle about that big. Okay? And then from here, I'm going to drag down this way. It's not going to be parallel to this line. It's going to be another diagonal line. See that? Down this way. Now before I close that off, I'm going to look at this line here, and I'm going to scoot on down to about here, and I'm going to draw a long line. This will be long, okay? And it's going to get longer later, but I just want to make it long enough for now. Okay, then we're going to connect this up like this. Now we want to repeat all of this on the other side, okay? Lots of symmetry going on in these drawings that we usually do on the show. So we're going to have to draw down this away, right? Bum, 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 bum. And then out straight this away. Bum, 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 bum. Okay, we have to make that same kind of a circle over here. All right, mine's not exactly the same, but you know, whatever. There, that's closer. And then down this way. Okay, and then here, remember I want to do the same old thing right here. Draw that line down. And then I want to pop up this way and connect. Draw a line here and another on that side. And then here, draw a little U shape, right? That's another nice little curvilinear line. Okay, what are we doing? All right, now I want you to travel about the distance of the head here, okay? So we're going to go down to about here. And I want you to do another U, a shallow U shape like that. And once you've done that, we're now going to make these lines even longer, okay? So check this out. Look at where you've drawn that U shape. And from there, I want you to take the line and make it just as long as this, starting from there, okay? So it's kind of like we're doubling it, all right? In fact, we're going to go a little farther than that, to be honest. We're going to go a little farther than that. Okay, so from here to here, we're going to double it and then travel just a little farther. In fact, I'm going to stretch that just another hair for you. That feels pretty good to me. All right, now check this out. Right down the middle, I want you to look at the middle of your drawing, okay? And under this C curve here, this U curve, C curve on the side, leave some space and then drop down like this. So all three of these lines should be ending at the same point. And here we're going to do two more U's, and these U's are curvilinear lines. Are going to go 1, okay, 2, like that. Okay, check it out. All right, now right under here, under this U, we're going to do this. We're going to go out at a slight angle, curve, and then back. So check it out. Out, curve, and back. Out, curve, and back. Look at that. So once you've done those, we're going to draw a little line here. 1, y 2, y 3, y 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have these little lines which are helping us to see that we have some shoes on this person. What do you think about that, Christine? I'm talking to you, Christine. Hope you're paying attention. Alrighty. And Sam says, check out more of Kyle's work. I appreciate you sharing the link. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. All right, gang. So we have somebody jumping rope. That's what we're doing here. That's what we're doing. Pretty nifty, huh? Didn't know if you all had figured that out by now. You know, you're very clever, so you probably have. Right here inside this circle, we're just going to go whoop. See that? Tiny little C curve. Do the same thing on this side. Little C curve going the other way. Okay. And then here we're just going to do some lines. 1, 2, 3, 4. And a 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And now for the rope. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make it just a wavy big line that comes down to about here. So check this out. It's just going to go whoa, wee, woo, whoa, and up to there. Okay. So this person is holding that jump rope. It's going down. And then we put some little diagonal lines here to show that there's like a little shadow there under them where they're jumping. That's a pretty nifty trick, right? And you know, you can customize this, make it your own. You can change the clothing that they're wearing. You can do whatever you like. Obviously, there's plenty you can do here to make this your own drawing. We like to be, you know, we like to be original, right? But first, if you just want to get the basics down, then get the basics down, and you'll be in good shape. All right, why don't we slide this jump roper right over here, and then we're going to move on to, do you hear that sound, folks? You know what that means. It is time for Appreciation Station. All right, Uriel, we're appreciating Uriel today. And you might not remember this, but I sure do. I was going to play a harp piece, like play a concerto, in fact, on the harp for the Queen of Denmark. This was years ago. And you were hanging out there in the room, and I was so nervous, couldn't even get my fingers to play on the strings, and I was just sweaty, and it was a mess. It was horrible. And you said, Kyle, check this out. I have invented something amazing, and that was, you had invented bionic harp playing finger extensions. So you snap those on to each of my fingers, and we programmed the music I was supposed to play into them, and all I had to do to sit there for the concert was look amazing, with my fingers doing all the work thanks to your programming and your inventive skills. And of course, the Queen was blown away. I really wasn't doing anything, right? So it was all thanks to you that we got awarded those medals of service for our service to the arts, which of course is very important. So thank you very much, Uriel, for that. And I really appreciate it. That was very nice of you. So appreciating you today. And now we are moving on to a very unique thing for the day, which is not what we typically do, but in the middle of the show, I usually do a little art education or art history or things like that. Today, we're going to talk about this very specific set of Photoshop brushes, digital brushes I've created to help support the efforts in India for COVID response there. They're having a tough time over there, so let's do what we can. Now, there are 10 brushes I've created here in this brush set. Here's this little link you can see. Up here, you want to go to gumroad.com/L/capital T, lowercase r, lowercase b, capital T, capital C. If someone could share that in the chat, I'd be so appreciative. This is going to take you to a website where you will see these 10 Photoshop brushes, okay? And I just wanted to quickly show you how they look before we move on to the animal and activity game for today. And just so you know, the money that is donated for these, the minimum donation I'm asking for this is just $1. So $1 for 10 fabulous brushes for you to use, including some variants of those brushes. And that money is going to be donated to the American India Foundation, great foundation that's doing some good work over there. And right now they're, of course, shifting their efforts to helping with the COVID relief that is much needed there, okay? So here's a little glance at what these brushes are, and I thought it'd be fun to just take a look at how they work. So I'm going to hide our friend here for just a moment. And we have in this brush set the Ashoka brushes. I hope I'm saying that. Ashoka. Ashoka. I don't know how to say this. It is a kind of a plant tree in India. So I wanted to try and make this relevant, you know, the brushes that I created. So this is a really unique looking kind of a plant. And I like to use a dark color and then come over it with a lighter color like this, you know. And we have variants of that as well that'll help you to really make it stand out. See this? You can quickly throw together a little shaka-tree for yourselves. Boom. You're in good shape with that. Got this cool clay brush, which I really like for just sort of textural stuff. Look at this. Just kind of paint it in like that. Really good for adding brick kind of textures or just any kind of textural stuff. It's got a little bit of color dynamics built in, which means the color will change slightly with every instance of a stamp of the brush, right? And then we've got this decoration brush. It's called Decorate. There's another variant of that as well. And depending on which direction you paint, it's going to follow along with that nice pattern like that. So that would be really nice if you're maybe making some kind of a print on some fabric, you know, in your illustration, or just want to add something nifty. There's a variant of that as well, and that looks like this. Okay. Alrighty, and what else do we have here? Lots of goodies. Let's take a look. We have also this earth brush, and I like this one. It just has an interesting quality to it. Really soft kind of textural goodness. A little bit of color dynamics baked into that one as well. In this illustration here, I used it to paint the sun. That was a nice thing to do. We also have the Ganges, which is this very famous river in India, right? So you can paint these cool graphic sort of waves like this, right? Really bold, really graphic, and nice kind of an effect, especially if you're doing some kind of a illustration that just needs a little punch with some decorative texture and whatnot. And there are variants of this as well. So we have this one, which has a little tone behind each of the groupings of line work. See that? Another variant of it right here, which is a little more dense, right? And it also flips around that shape here and there. And then we have the henna brush, which is a really good inking tool, okay? But you can get quite big with it. Look at that. You can make some pretty big marks. But you can also do these really fine, delicate, sort of felt tip pen almost kind of marks with it, which I think is really nice for drawing. And yeah, it's a good one to use for that. Okay, what else is in here? We have the Lush Veg brush, and this is a cool vegetation kind of a brush, which really allows you to do something unique, which is to paint these solid blocky shapes with built-in texture, as well as this pattern, this leaf pattern coming through. And again, if you just change the color a little bit, paint on top of that, you get some pretty nifty effects there as well. I'm really proud of that one. The Mongoose brush here is a really lovely inking brush that allows you to do this kind of dry brush work, right? If you use the side of the brush, so to speak, tilt the stylus a little bit. But you can also do some pretty clean line work if you hold it more vertically like this, right? No two marks are the same. And I got to wrap it up because we're heading into the time for our favorite drawing segment where you suggest what I draw, the animal and activity. Be thinking about that here, folks, and put some suggestions in the chat. I really want to just show you this paisley brush, though, because it's so interesting. This is another one of my halftone series, and I like painting over it in different colors using different amounts of texture, and you can do these really amazing patterns that you just couldn't do anywhere else. And I think that is a blast. So those are those India brushes. Please, if you're a digital artist, pick those up for a great cause. Only asking $1. If you can give more, great. Here's that link again. And we're going to get to the animal and activity game now. And I'm going to see what your suggestions are, and we'll try and draw that in the time we have remaining, which is about 6 minutes. I know it's down to the wire, but we've done it in less time before, folks. So let's see how we do. Okay? Alrighty. Hello, 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 hello. We have... an ox picking flowers, a seal paddleboarding, a rooster sleeping in past sunrise, a cobra trying sunglasses on, a cuckoo in a kangaroo pouch. These are all really neat. An elephant playing darts. These are all fun. I gotta pick something fast here, folks, so A hippo shooting pool. That's pretty fun too. I think I'm gonna do the hippo. Okay, the hippo shooting pool. That's a pretty interesting idea. Let's go back to our draw along brush here and see if I can make that work. All right, hippo, here we go. Hippo playing pool. All right, getting his little hippo ears there. And I'm gonna have him leaning over that pool table. And holding the pool cue. And the other hand is going to be coming around here. Okay, we'll make that work in the final. And we want to get that table here so we know what's going on. So let's make sure we do that. Make the foot facing us like that, that'd be better. And no tangents, folks, so I'm gonna do this, have it curve that way, and have his pants just come right around the outside of that. Okay, like so. All right, that feels pretty good. One tooth there, another tooth there. And I think we've got a pretty good sketch to work from there. I'm gonna have to put that cue ball there so we know he's trying to hit something. And I'm just gonna leave the rest of the table kind of there so we sort of understand what's happening, but we don't have to draw the whole thing because, I mean, first of all, time is tight, right, gang? All right, let's knock it back. Grab a darker color. And let's go to town. Here we go. Hippo time. Whoops, new layer. There we go. Whoa, whoa. Concentration station for this hippo. Just like I need to concentrate to try and get this drawing done in time. My goodness. Got carried away with those brushes, but hey, gang, it's for a good cause. So if you can, please do grab those brushes, help out our friends in India. I know they would be glad for that help. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, bam. Get that pool cue in just one line. Knock out a little bit for that knuckle there. Okay. Other fingers are hiding background there. And then there's the rest of his shirt. Give him some kind of baggy pants there. I don't know why. That's just kind of fun. Down we go. And out for that table there. Okay. And out this away. And out the other. Trying to sort of think about how I'm drawing that so that it has some dimension, you know? Not always easy to do on the fly, but I think it's fine. We'll get it. And I think right here, just give him a little collar. Right? He's a classy hippo, likes to dress up for the occasion. Maybe it's a little tournament, right? So it matters. Alrighty, and there you go. We did it. Thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you all take care, and remember to be kind. I'll see you tomorrow, same time. Thank you for watching. Ciao for now.